The Chesapeake family has changed forever. They are still trying to come to grips with the fact that a man they treated as family is accused of one of the region's most heartbreaking murder cases.
That man is Eric Brown, the former Navy man who is charged in the death of culinary arts student Ashanti Billy. It is an exclusive story you'll see only on 13 News Now.
13 News Now begins with breaking news.
It was the breaking news Mel Tony and Brandy Billy had been bracing for.
Unexplainable.
A major development in the Ashanti Billy case. November 8th, 2017, the person who allegedly stole their daughter from Little Creek Base, drove her to Charlotte, North Carolina, and killed her, was finally under arrest.
I want his life.
The Billies, retired soldiers, were stunned to learn that a Navy veteran would be charged with the crime. But they were not alone.
And I jump up and look, and I said, oh my God, I know him. I couldn't believe it. There's no words can express what I felt at that time, that I actually knew the man that killed this young lady. I couldn't believe that I would know the person that killed this young lady.
At the same time, Nikia Moray received a flood of phone calls.
Eric's on the news, and I saw the Ashanti Billy story come up, and they said they had him for murder. I still had Linnell on the phone as I'm throwing up. I mean, literally just, it was a sick feeling that came upon me that it was overwhelming. I threw up.
Linnell and Nikia are best friends. Nikia's family-like relationship with Eric Brown began back in the 1990s when Brown was an information systems technician with the Navy. He also worked evenings as a security guard at a Chesapeake collections agency. That is where he met Nikia's mother, who took Brown under her wing and treated him like a son.
My mom was kind of like the big mama to everyone there in that place.
Family members describe Brown as helpful and smart. If there was an improvement project around their home, Brown eagerly helped.
He would come around and start doing odd jobs like painting. Basically, he was a jack of all trades, master of maybe a few.
That friendly relationship lasted for years, and that brings us to the summer of 2016, 1 year before Ashanti Billy moved to Virginia Beach. By then, life for Eric Brown had taken a drastic turn.
When he came back from the Navy, he was always a bit peculiar. But when he seemed like when he came back from the Navy and he finally had his feet on the ground as a civilian, he got weird.
Now retired from the Navy, he no longer lived in his Lake Smith home in Virginia Beach. Records show he had unpaid debt with lenders and retailers. According to the family, Brown lived in an Ocean View hotel. Then Brown turned to the streets. Nikia's mother learned of this and invited Brown to live with her in her Chesapeake home. Just like old times, Brown was a helpful member of the extended family.
He used to go to church with them some Sundays. He'd get up and he'd say, "Can I go?" My children would go with them, and he used to sit and go to church with them.
He even participated in family events such as this birthday party for an elderly relative. But not everyone welcomed Brown into the family. Nikia's brother, Terrence, was outraged to learn the former sailor was staying in his parents' house.
Every time I turned, it was just a negative vibe I kept getting from people.
The resistance continued to build. After a few months, Brown decided to move out. This brings us to the summer of 2017. By then, Brown was homeless but worked as a laborer at Blimpie Sub Shop at Little Creek. That's where investigators say he met Ashanti.
Why would you do that to that little girl? Why would you do that to her? Why would you do that to her? What did she do to deserve that? That's horrible.
I feel disgusted to even know that I know you.
According to investigative reporter Laura Geller, authorities have completed a mental health examination to determine if Brown is competent to stand trial, but the results have not been made public. But Nikia Moray has her own conclusion. She said, quoting here, He knows the law and he knows a lot. This guy is playing the system. We will continue to follow this story.